Alright, so we've played a Scales deck a few times in the past. This archetype has basically become a format staple. It's been picked up by a lot of really good Magic players. It's done well in a number of tournaments. It won a Grand Prix. So, I believe this particular list is Matt Nass's list from Detroit, the person who submitted it said. Seems pretty reasonable. Got a good spread of things. I love just like the 4x Stamping Sphere, 4x Nature's Claim in the sideboard. I also like the Evolutionary Leaps that we have going on too, which seems decent. The card Evolutionary Leap is really good with Hangarback Walker. D20 Bandit, thank you for re-upping for the 5th month in a row there. I appreciate that. Hope you're still enjoying the Nile Landfall deck. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I should post on Discord that we're live. Well, I did just talk up Evolutionary Leap plus Hangarback Walker. I'm pretty sure this hand's not good enough. Just like, our deck is an aggressive deck for the most part, and that hand just like doesn't do anything particularly impressive. This hand on the flip actually seems pretty reasonable. Now, there are a couple in before you, Average Bloom. Good morning, though. I wonder if I want this Evolutionary Leap. I feel like there's a subset of decks I really want this Leap against, but I feel like there's also a subset of decks that I'd really rather not. So I'm going to go ahead and mulligan, or bottom that. We're on the draw here, so the incentive to bottom it too is if we hit like a Welding Jar, we can turn one Steel Overseer, which would be very powerful. There's some reward, extra reward for bottoming that too. Overgrown Tomb discard spell deck. I'm going to kind of wish that I would have kept the Evolutionary Leap. The card's very good against the 1-for-1 decks and crit decks that are trying to like grind you out with a fair game plan. Morning, Leo. They ditched the Mox Opal. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and play out this basic forest here and let them know what's up. 28 months. That's such a long time. Can I get some Democracy for Abzan tokens? Definitely, Punk out. Will do. That deck's been really sweet. Alright, so what do we got here? Against black-green, I'd probably prefer Hangboy to Walking Ballista. If they play like Dark Confidant next turn, I'm a little bit sad that I took this one, but this card is kind of like one of our more grindy elements, so I'd prefer to have that against a deck that's going to 1-for-1 us a little bit. Like, I assume this Steel Overseer and then probably the Arcbound Ravager too are going to eat it. Yep, that's a Dark Confidant. And we drew another Hangboy. Feels bad, man. I'm actually going to lead on Hangarback Walker here as opposed to the Steel Overseer, because I assume the Steel Overseer is just going to die if I play it out. And playing the Hangarback Walker this turn lets me be resource efficient next turn. So, like, next turn I can go 3rd land, play a 2-drop, activate my Hangarback Walker, which gives me a little bit more play. Having synchronized resubs with pun count makes me feel bad for being almost 2 years behind. What's going on, Haiku? It's okay. Appreciate you working your way up. Thanks for welcome for that, and take your training sword. Begin the path to the knighthood. Urhwat, welcome. Good morning. I'm going to take another one of my toys away. Why do you hate all of my toys, opponent? What did my toys ever do to you? Why are you smacking them out of my hands? You're so mean to me. You're so mean, opponent. Nice play through. Yeah, the black green deck's really sweet. Even in a pre, whatever world, in a pre-Assassin's Trophy world, it's still a very reasonable deck. Show me Bloodbraid Elf. Rude, Bob. Come on, Bob. Whose team are you playing on here? Work with me. Work with me, Bobby. Howdy, Daniel. It's Liliana. Don't be a last hope. Dang it. This, you know, for a long time we thought it would have been tough to like one-up Liliana the Veil. Liliana the Last Hope does a really good job of coming close. They're good in like kind of different matchups, but she is very, very powerful. For Esper Wits, thank you, Choice. I appreciate that. Deck looks sweet. Neil Drox, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. And Griffin Bruce, I almost missed you. Long stream, long sub. Let's continue to slay trolls. What's going on? Thanks for the 25 months. And Neil Drox, thanks for the brand new Twitch Prime. They're sending your Bezo bucks this way this month. I think I just play this out for 2 here. Take Bobby off the table. Yeah, maybe. It depends on how many slots you have for 3 mana spells, I think. I think I need to take this off the table. So Black-Green Rock, as a heads up, is sitting on a cooler until the new set releases. So I'm not going to be playing that until we get Assassin's Trophy. Because as soon as we get Assassin's Trophy, I want to be playing games with it. I'm going to let it stew at the top of the queue for now. Rude. It's like the dream team. Oh, wow. They took the... yeah, I guess they knew my last card was Ravager here, right? A hog land emote. That's actually a fun idea. We're pretty dead here at this point, though. It's good. Pick our cards up and move along with our lives. Been thoroughly picked apart. Yep, basically, Tafara. You are not wrong. Alright, Leap and Karn are good here. I think this is not a Throne of Geth matchup. This is a card that helps us be explosive, not grind. What is black-red repercussion combo? It is basically like Boros Reckoner and a card called Repercussion that lets you deal a lot of damage with Boros Reckoner. There's a link to the deck in the donation queue. I'll just throw it all on Esper Wits. I love that card. Well, thank you for the support choice. I appreciate that. Do I want Relic in this matchup? How do you feel about Relic and Dismember? I feel like Relic might be fine because it replaces itself and it like hoses a Tarmogoyf. And like Tarmogoyf's like pretty annoying, right? I don't know that I really have anything that I really want to cut though. Main deck feels pretty trim here at this point. If you were playing exclusively to win a tournament, would you play KCI or Mardu Pyromancer? Me, personally, I would play Mardu Pyromancer because I prefer to play interactive decks in Modern when I'm playing a serious tournament that I care about. I think both those decks are powerful, so I would defer to preference on them. I think they're both very reasonable. I would just, again, with the asterisk that if you're playing Mardu Pyromancer, I think you should be playing the configuration similar to what's on my website with the ley lines and... what are the details? The ley lines and the other things. Huh. This hand is... So I could technically turn one... And bridges. Yeah, ley lines, bridges, and blood moons. I could technically turn one Ravager here, but I think I'd rather just turn one Scales. It's probably better. Yeah, but like, if they don't kill the Overseer, like can quickly run away with the game. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like cut your creatures because they have Doomblades argument. Like we have a lot of creatures they need to kill. I would definitely play the Mentor deck again at some point in the future, Average Bloom. But yeah, until your tier 3 sub comes back up, or until the queue slow is done, it's $50 to add a deck back into the queue, just so it doesn't balloon. I did really like the Abzan Mentor deck though. Felt like it had a lot of legs to it. I mean, like, so sandbagging the Ravager has mixed results in a matchup like this. So sandbagging the Ravager makes it better against a removal spell, but it makes it worse against a discard spell. So it's kind of you're damned if you do, damned if you don't type situation. So like some of, and like, and if there's downside to both playing the card out and not playing the card out, the upside to playing it out is I get to attack with it, right? So like there's a very real upside to having it in play. Again, just like, what are you gonna do? Like, we're not a control deck, right? Like, we're not gonna win this game by like sitting with our thumbs up our butts, like waiting for them to do stuff. Blizz Meeks, thank you very much for the brand new, very generous tier 3 sub. I appreciate that. My tier 3 subs are exempt from the queue slow, so you can still add one deck every month with your tier 3 sub. There's a form linked on the donation deck page on my website, so you can fill that out there and let me know what you'd like me to play this month for that. I would like to save my boy. He's all I got in this world, opponent. You can't kill my boy. It's like a son to me. All right. Well, this is going. Things are going better now. We're charging my lasers. This card's really sweet in this deck. Sure, it's got upside, but like they could also just like abrupt decay my Hardened Scales the following turn, and then I get no value off of that. Like you're always picking and choosing what you're supposed to be, what you have the ability to play around. And I think when your deck leans towards aggressive, there's a really big upside to like playing more towards the lines that give you more ways to push damage. That, cast Demonic Tutor. Get the card I would have searched for with Demonic Tutor, only that only cost me 1 mana. So get wrecked. Jeez, and then like next turn, if they don't kill this, I'm gonna like animation module it, make a token, activate it, make a token potentially. It's like all the counters. And like if they kill this, I have 3/1/1s. Good luck, Godspeed. Oh no, not Bloodbraid Elf. How will I ever win the game now? Oh no, not a lightning bolt. Please don't kill my only threat. That would only be bad for me if it didn't make more threats. This deck grinds really well. It has some explosive draws similar to Traditional Affinity, but it also has like a grindy element that Traditional Affinity just like never... Magic's a tough game, chat. Let me tell you about things that are hard. Magic the Gathering is a very difficult strategy card game where the better player always wins. Nice grindy gen deck, opponent. Hey, APR? Yeah, the black-red deck is sweet. I forgot to publish the video from when we played it yesterday. So it's live now. Was what thought, Average Bloom? The scales are also hard, that's true. These are my Thopters. My Thopters are amazing. Do 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 do. I almost feel bad killing them because they have the good art Bloodbraid Elf. Almost feel bad. So, what if instead we did this and put 2 counters on this and made a thing, And then we put 2 more counters on it and made another thing. And then we asked my opponent, how do you ever plan to win this game, opponent? Because it's certainly not by grinding me out, and it's certainly not by aggroing me out. So, do you have a plan? Slinky, with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Welcome. Oh no. Oh no, you've killed my value, opponent. How will I ever win the game? Yeah, there's been a lot of other builds that have been similar to that. There's been a couple of Arroyo decks that we've played previously, Average Bloom. There's just some awkward tension because, like, in order to play Mox Opal, you have to, like, play a bunch of other kind of mediocre cards with it. I felt like I wanted to go in a different direction because the Arroyo builds, like, always felt like they came up a little bit short. I think if your deck doesn't contain the cards Brainstorm, Ponder, and Force of Will and Legacy, you should consider why you're playing the format. I think I'm happy with how I sideboarded here. Maybe on the draw this is just that much worse and I'd rather have a Relic. Sure. I don't know, I don't think this card is that bad. Relic's also okay though. I have an unhealthy addiction to Flicker. To set the bar absurdly low, Legacy might be the format that makes Flicker Wisp the most playable. Awesome, Slinky. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Thanks for poking into a live one here to throw that Twitch Prime my way. I appreciate that. Someone was talking about Mox Opal in the context of a Monastery Mentor shell, and I was talking about how enabling Mox Opal in a deck that's not explicitly full of artifacts isn't really free. Hey, Time Lord, thanks for re-upping for the 4th month. Thanks for the 3rd of a year there. Yeah, if you are in the line of some weather, be sure you are safe. If they told you to evacuate, you should evacuate. And if they told you should just bunker down, then do that and be safe. Listen to the weather forecasts. Yeah, the odds of getting a turn 2 Mentor are really low, Average Bloom, though. And if you do get a turn 2 Mentor, there's a really good chance that you just, like, don't have any spells left in your hand afterwards to trigger it. What? With the biddies, thank you very much for the support. I appreciate that. Would you like those bits to be applied to anything specific? A deck in the queue or the SCG fund? I appreciate it at any rate. Hide from wind, run from water. Yeah, that seems like a good clean suggestion. Ancient Stirrings. Yeah, we did. We are 2 weeks, two out of 9 weeks in, and we are 70% there. So I elected not to animate my Blinkmoth Nexus here because I didn't want to lose it plus Walking Ballista to a Culligan's Command. I'm just going to go ahead and play Welding Jar here. Yep. SCG Con is almost 3 months away, and we have a new set releasing before then. So the actual answer is I have no idea. I'm very likely playing Green-Black Rock at the SCG Open in Columbus on release weekend. But what will I be playing months after that? I have not a clue at the moment. I removed Entrancing Melody because Entrancing Melody was largely there for dealing with excessively large creatures like Tarmogoyf and Death Shadow and stuff like that. And with the addition of Soulscar Mage to the deck, you no longer have as large of issues with that type of effect. And actually, this deck that I'm playing has been picking up in popularity. And like, you know, screw Tron, so I added another Ceremonious Rejection to the sideboard. Rejection. With this deck coming into the format, Ceremonious Rejection is now good against this deck and Tron and KCI and some other fringe decks that play like Ensnaring Bridge and stuff like that. So I think it's a worthwhile addition to play another Rejection in the sideboard. If you have blue mana, Rejection's becoming more and more reasonable. I didn't pump this up inside of combat because I didn't want my opponent to Doomblade it in response. So I'm going to go ahead and put a counter on it during their started turn here. So that way if they want to kill it, they have to use mana on their turn cycle. I don't think that's true, Mr. Muck. In my experience, Bogles can beat more than one Engineered Explosives. And I think hoping to draw your one of in your matchup that's really bad, that's not even guaranteed you to win the game, is like really loose. So, like, I believe you that in a non-zero amount of games, like, it's going to line up well and be good for you. But I think more often than not, you're just going to be, like, sad that you drew an Engineered Explosives and they have an Umbra on their thing. If they attack with this Tarmogoyf here, this Walking Ballista is going to, like, race them on the backswing very well. We've drawn a bunch of lands here, but notably we have 4 lands that attack here. So starting next turn, I can actually pump the Ballista plus fire up a Blinkmoth Nexus and get attacking, which is nice. You have a Dark Confidant opponent. Deal. No reason to shoot this now. I can always shoot it on my turn, and I gain a little bit more information this way, because I get to see what I draw for the turn before I elect to shoot with this. So we do this. We do this. And we're winning this race by a pretty significant margin here at this point. It was really aggressive of them to attack with the Tarmogoyf while we were at 20. The Pendelhaven here, too, means that our Blinkmoth Nexuses, even if they kill this Walking Ballista, are going to close the game very quickly since they're already down to 9. Yeah, no attack there. No attack there makes sense. Another creature land. Sign me up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and activate Blinkmoth Nexus here. I'm just going to go ahead and get in with this Storko for 2. And then we'll power up the old Walking Ball during their upkeep again here. And they're going to be dead next turn, actually, right? I think this game's just like a really great example of the power that this deck has to offer. Like, we didn't draw that many spells, and we're like playing through an Ancient Grudge here because of how many utility lands that we have. Like, we didn't have our Namesake, we didn't have Steel Overseer, we didn't have Arcbound Ravager. Holy spork. That's so weird that the cheer message didn't show up in the thing. It did that yesterday or Wednesday night with the cheer too. Twitch is weird. All of it to STGCon. I can see it in my Streamlabs dashboard though. Thank you for the support, Holy Spork. I appreciate that. So again, I'm doing this during their upkeep because this way if they want to kill this in response, they use the mana on their turn cycle. The Bridgevine matchup's pretty hard. Generally speaking, you beat them by Staticaster mowing down their things, but their best draws are just always going to beat you. And I think that's one of the things that people kind of lose sight of or like misevaluate when they're looking at decks like that is they focus on like, well, how do I beat this degenerate combo deck's best draw? And the actual answer is like, the reason why the degenerate combo deck is good is because you're never beating their best draw. I actually think the black-red, the Hollowed One matchup is very reasonable. I do think the Bridgevine matchup is hard if they draw well, but I also think the Bridgevine deck is kind of volatile and not super consistent. Do I just 4 them here? I just 4 them here and then I like kill them in the air, right? They have 1 card left and they didn't kill my thing last turn. I feel like if their last card was a removal spell, they would have killed my Blinkmoth last turn. Larynx, I'm gonna be doing some standard on stream once everything rotates. So standard will probably have the same condition as I do with modern. That for a $50 donation, I'll build a deck around a card or a subset of cards that you're interested in seeing. I don't know. I'd have to play the match out, Bagaboosh. I would need some experience to know whether or not that is something that you'd want to be doing in that matchup. I think we get cards on Magic Online at least a week before Columbus happens. So I believe we have a week where I get to stream before Columbus happens. All of the gods. The gods are just miserable design. They're difficult to interact with and terrible. Do you have a Doomblade? Yeah, got him. Sweet. That was a sweet game. I feel like that set of games really exemplified some of the power of this deck, because I feel like aggressive decks like this, people really focus on your explosive value, but those games really highlighted nicely how this deck is able to grind out a mid-range deck that's trying to interact with it. I'm from Australia, and I'm not sure if it's worth it to fly overseas. Well, worth it is a subjective measurement. If you're talking from a pure monetary standpoint, no Magic tournament is worth it from a pure monetary standpoint. If your goal is to make money, you should just get a job rather than play a competitive Magic tournament. If you would like the experience of playing in a large tournament with a lot of very reasonable Magic players, it's a good experience. I enjoy playing them. I've played a lot of Magic tournaments in my time, and I'm going to make time to go to the Invitational here. What do you think is the best way to get cards before a first weekend of a standard tournament? You should go buy singles from whatever place is holding the tournament. Can I put my tier 3 sub towards a standard dealer's choice? Definitely want to be Beetle. In. Just Dub's Throne of Geth 2 games in a row is kind of brutal. I'm going to keep this one with a scribe. I'm on the draw. Please tell me I'm on the draw. We are on the draw. Bottom, a non-land, non-stirrings card. Oh no! Oh no! Do I concede here? I published it this morning. I forgot to publish it yesterday. It's up there now, Janice. So they saw the jar, but the jar doesn't. It is though. There's like 3 or 4 different jar decks in the format. It's like the difference between them having Searing Blazes and Searing Bloods and not, potentially. Like, there's a bunch of Welding Jar decks that you, like, don't want those cards against. Paradise Mantle's really bad, Rowan. It's a card that does nothing on its own. Synergy cards like that tend to be very bad in Modern because they get picked apart by other decks that have higher card quality than them. They mulliganed, we can win. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna play this game out. I would like to be on record that I think I should concede this game from a strategic standpoint to not show them that I'm playing Hardened Scales. I'd like to be on record that I think we cannot win this game because of this Horizon Canopy. If this was Basic Forest or any other land that cast this card, we'd be okay. Yeah, like now we're gonna miss our land drop too. So now we've just given them full information. There's no way we can win. Yeah, like no second land. Our only land's Horizon Canopy. I should have just conceded there. And again, not a concession like that isn't even a concession for, like, you know, quality of life or stuff like that I talk about on the stream all the time. That's a tactical it should be a tactical concession to conceal information about what we're playing to our opponent. Hey, Shotgun Jex, thank you. Sorry, Shogun Jex. Thank you very much for the tier 2 sub. I really appreciate that. My tier 2 subs support me a little bit extra compared to the tier 1 subs, so as a thank you to them, you can bump a deck in the queue of your choice by 10 points. You can just take a peek at bit.ly/donation queue and then whisper me in private what you'd like to bump up. I appreciate that. Alright, so do I want all of these claims? Yeah, Modula's kind of slow. That was going to be my go-to. Throne of Geth is kind of medium too. I feel like I cut 2 of these 3, but it's also possible I just, like, don't want all of these claims. I guess this is, like, really slow because it costs extra mana. Do I want all of these? Do I want all of these? I guess cracking Hangarback Walker on occasion is probably fine. How do we feel about this? I could see a more experienced player telling me don't board in all 4 claims, and I'd believe them. But killing Eidolon's pretty important too, right? Yeah, I'm going to keep all 4. Killing Eidolon's pretty important. What's the difference in variety? The difference in variety is, like, Lantern decks versus Affinity decks. It would make my opponent have to guess on whether or not they wanted Searing Blood and Searing Blaze versus not. This hand's very good. Arguably the best hand we've had so far in these two things. Probably play Hangboy on 2 here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the consideration of how good Eidolon is against us probably means boarding in 4 claims always is decent. Walking Ballista. Well, that was the best draw on the deck after they played this stupid Grimboy. Kill it with fire! Or artifacts in this case. Yeah, Knight of Autumn's great. I look forward to conceding to many turn 3 cards while I hold Knight of Autumn in my hand. Hey, Thaddeus. Yeah, the Warhammer game's been sweet. I've been enjoying that a lot. It's become my go-to tablet game. Second Hardened Scales. And so we're going to take some damages here, but we're going to get a pretty big boy into play. The fact that we can't take this Eidolon off the table is pretty tough for us. Probably play Hangarback Walker out next turn and then stop casting spells after that. I should not auto-pass because if they kill my Walking Ballista, I want to shoot them in response. Hopefully we just draw some lands here. I would really love to draw some lands to be able to activate this Walking Ballista. Let's have 4 leagues of finding a good green-black deck in Standard once the new set drops. Larynx, you're the best. Thank you for the absurd support. I appreciate that. Rowan, when you resub on the desktop, you need to refresh the browser page, and then it lets you send it through with a message. I don't know why it does that, but it is annoying. Thank you for re-upping there. And Larynx, again, thank you for the big bits. I'm gonna play Hangboy out here. I think I need to get 1 more threat down, and then I'm probably done casting spells until this Eidolon gets out of the way. This is just a kick in. Alright, I'm gonna throw those 500 in the thermometer fund then for SCG CUD. You are king of the board, Larynx. Does Ravager kill them next turn? Potentially. The problem is playing the Ravager out would put me to 12, which then means I die to only 4 spells. I think there's a real liability with playing Arcbound Ravager out. Actually, could I have killed them this turn with Arcbound Ravager? I potentially could have killed them this turn with Arcbound Ravager. Yeah, I think I could have. When they tapped out for Boros Charm, I could have killed them, I think. So they suspended a thing. Yeah, Ravager doesn't lose to removal spell here, which is nice. So Ravager's going to enter with 3x. And then he's going to allow us to charge up the Walking Ballista. But they're still dead here. because they can't block both of these, so I just supercharge whichever one they don't block. I guess they could have a bolt in their hand. They could have a bolt in there. They need, like, exactly lightning bolt in their hand. And I actually want them to keep Eidolon, because I want them to have to deal damage to themselves here. So we sack Ravager to itself. Put counters on here. And then even if they bolt this here, they'd still be up a creek without a paddle. Because they need to cast 3 spells to kill me, and then their Eidolon kills them. That was good clean live-in. Alright, we gotta win a game on the draw here, which will probably be a little bit tough. I think this is a keep. Hey, Tandem Tuba. Thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's support my content here with that this month. Yep. Okay, Welding Jar is sweet, because it means my Steel Overseer will likely get to untap. So like next turn I'll get to go Overseer into second Overseer plus Nature's Claim. This deck is called Modular Affinity, or Hardened Scales Robots, or Green Scales. There's a lot of different names. Yeah, Darksteel Citadel is sweet because it lets us turn our Nature's Claim just into a straight up gain 4 if we want to. They suspended 2 Rift Bolts. Well. Morning, Jeff. Morning, Twitch chat. Let's make the enemy of fun not have fun. Thank you for the bits, Matt Max, and I appreciate that. Mismatched Rift Bolts like some kind of savage. Oh, look at that. We're at a good clean 69%. I'm an adult. Yep. So we're going to 10 here. I'm obviously not blocking the Goblin Guide. So there is a small chance that they kill us here if they have Trip Lightning Bolt, but I think I just take that chance. The Stoneforge Mystic emote is just A+, I agree. Really happy with how that one turned out. So Darksteel's indestructible. This destroying the thing, gaining life isn't hingent on destroying the thing. So basically, we're gonna get to gain... Oh, I should have played Blinkmoth there. We're gonna get to gain 4 health here. So I'm just like casting Nature's Claim on this to gain 4. Maybe I should have waited on this. Yeah, I probably should have waited to activate this. Because they could, like, bolt this and attack me for 2 now. And if I would have waited on this, they couldn't have done that. Yeah. That was loose on my part. Alright, well, they gonna die. They gonna die real fast, chat. They could kill us here. They could have Boros Charm plus a 3. Phew. Almost forgot to resub in time to keep the streak. Remind me of my... So Prime subs can't be automatic, and thank you for the time to come in and renew that Princess Silver. Is so, people can't just, like, set them and forget them. Like, have family members that don't actually watch them on Twitch, like, start doing that. Basically, it's a mechanic to make sure that the people giving out their Prime sub to Twitch streamers are generally people who are like actually watching those people stream. Pendelhaven's okay. I'll play this Throne of Geth. I think I'm gonna wait one turn here. Yeah, I'm gonna wait one turn here. And I think during their upkeep, I'm gonna sacrifice something to Phyrexia's Core. Go up to 7. Hey, Brogetsby, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome. Okay, didn't get cracked. I mean, you can set a calendar reminder. So you get a grace period of like a week or 2 weeks on Twitch where you don't have to renew on the exact same day to keep your streak alive with Twitch Prime. Yeah, there's a good chunk of leeway. Attack with my hefty boy. I'm only attacking with 1 here because it lets me block a haste creature next turn. And if they don't block my 12/12 here, I put 4 8 counters on it and they die. This obviously, I was gonna say I'm not playing around Deflecting Palm here, but I'm actually playing around Deflecting Palm because of Phyrexia's Core. So I didn't attack with both because they're forced to block regardless. Is this a Destructive Revelry? I think those cards don't fix problems, Mayak, which is why I haven't done that. I think you're undervaluing having good mana that doesn't hurt you. So do I want to gain a life here or do I want to proliferate? I think I want to proliferate. Hot take, Delver's already good in Modern. I love all the people that are just like, this is going to make these archetypes good. It's like, have you actually played those decks? Because, like, those decks are, like, already good. Alright, if they don't have a path or Deflecting Palm here, they're dead. That's a pretty clean 2-0 here so far. This archetype always feels powerful when we play it. I definitely understand why this won a Grand Prix and all the different pieces came together. Like, push this in towards being a real deck. Yeah, and like those two games I feel like are really good, like kind of stark contrast of the two different ways that this archetype is able to play out. Against the Jund deck, we were able to really grind them out, and against the Burn deck, we were able to put a ton of pressure into play really quickly and kill them. Karn is in the sideboard for the same types of matchups where Evolutionary Leap is good, I would imagine, which are matches where you're trying to grind. Decks like green-black decks and Jeskai and blue-white control and stuff like that. Decks where card advantage matters to you. I have no idea. That was just what was submitted to me. I'd imagine because the resource efficiency is important, but I definitely don't know for sure. It seems okay. It can't play the Hardened Scales on 1, but we actually have enough zeros and a 2-mana artifact that we can play Scales on 2. I don't think those cards solve problems that archetype has. I think too many people like to just like add cards randomly because they like the cards and don't like think about issues that decks have. Just like don't splash third color. Something you're gonna hear me repeat a lot on this channel is have good mana, win games because you can play your spells. Oh, I could have animated my land. Oh, gosh, that's such a punt. That's a huge punt. Yeah, we definitely could have animated the land and played scales here. And now I'm going to be like a full turn behind. That's actually pretty huge. It's actually pretty huge. I should have Walking Ballista in play right now. That is a big mistake. Thanks for pointing that out. I appreciate that. Constructive and specific. Yeah, don't cut land. Stop splashing third colors. Pyro Jack top 8 in my PPTQ with blue-red tempo. Awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. No, I wanted to play the Throne of Geth this turn because I wanted to get extra counters on Walking Ballista. And with drawing another Hardened Scales here, this is working out really nicely. This Walking Ballista is going to get very absurd very quickly if they don't have a Dismember or a Spatial Contortion here. They have a Dismember. Warping Whale. So obviously they want this mana, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and shoot this because I just have like copious amounts of 1/1 counters. We didn't draw Hardened Scales at all against the Jund deck that we played for reference. I'm actually going to fire up Blinkmoth here, right? Yeah, because I'm going to cast this for 2. Yeah, that's the line. Decks that I play on stream are not representative of what I like in the format. This stream is viewer focused, so when people want to see decks played, they send in dollar dues to see them played, and those are the decks that we play on stream. Everything that we do here is viewer centric. So if you haven't seen me play a deck for a while, that means nobody's wanted to contribute to see it played. I think JAC is fine. I think it's a powerful, proactive deck that has a very strong linear draw to offer in a lot of different games. I don't think Serum Visions helps flip Delver consistently, and Serum Visions puts you in a lot of bad spots. I agree that Opt isn't good. I think anybody who's cast Ponder, Preordain, or Brainstorm knows that card's not good. You don't play that card because it's good though. You play that card because it's the best you got. Are they dead? They're dead, right? It's double animate Inkmoth, activate Steel Overseer, activate Throne of Geth, kill them. Nice deck. Nice Eldrazi deck. Charging my robots. Yeah, you can proliferate the Chalice too. So this is definitely a Dismember matchup. It's not an Evolutionary Leap matchup. It's probably not an Animation Module matchup. A lot of their removal doesn't actually destroy, so Welding Jar is not particularly good. Is this a matchup where I want Damping Sphere? I feel like I don't want all of them. Here's to Grishelbrand. So it and my other favorite meme with the Shadowborn memes on the same day. Thank you, the original Eddie. I appreciate that. Thanks for the support. I think I'm just going to bring in 2 Damping Spheres here. Well, they have Tron lands too. They're playing Eldrazi Tron, so like it's going to turn off their Tron lands if they assemble that. I think I like this. Shadowborn meme, along with many other hot, fiery memes, can be found on my decklist site, which is also linked in the donation queue, bit.ly/donation queue. I feel like the opponent's deck is going to get into grind situations on occasion. Animation Module also like lets us go wide to chump block things like 4/4s and 5/5s. And my new badge, Outbreak. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate it. I think the Twin Unban is fine. I think it is absurd to imply that Twin is too good in Modern, while the other things that exist in this format are too silly. What are this deck's bad matchups? I have no idea. I assume your bad matchups are mostly like sideboard cards. Like, decks like this, in my experience, like I don't have a ton of experience playing this specific deck. We've only played like 3 or 4 leagues with it on stream. But generally speaking, in Modern, decks like this tend to lose to people who want to beat them. People that show up with a bunch of Stony Silences and show up with a bunch of Ceremonious Reductions and spot removal and stuff like that. We actually thrashed Jund in the first matchup of this league. If you didn't watch the first matchup and you think the Jund matchup for this deck is bad, you should definitely watch us play the first round of this on my YouTube later. Jeskai and KCI. I would believe Jeskai is harder than Blue White. Yeah, Rest in Peace also has like a decent text box in this against this deck, which is annoying for it. This is definitely an Overseer into Animation Module into Walking Ballista, I think. No, it's at the end of this year, Infamous. So it's December 7th through 9. So SCG has rebranded all of their invitational tournaments to these SCG cons. So the SCG Invitational is attached to another SCG con in December. Oh. Poor Steel Boy. Feeling a little bit firm this morning, chat. Feeling a little bit firm. That's what it's always done, Fancy Penguin. I don't understand, Tandem Tuba. Like, the outcry that Twin requires specific actions on specific turns or you die is absurd to me, because every deck in Modern requires specific interactions on specific turns or you die. That's like literally how the entire format works. The format is full of efficient, fast decks that are either you need to interact with me this turn or I'm going to kill you. If you use this link in your mobile browser, I believe you should be able to Twitch Prime sub. But yeah, you can't do it from inside the app. You have to load my page on your mobile browser. Module plus double scales plus Walking Ballista here is pretty good if they don't have anything else going on. If they don't have another removal spell. Yes, yeah, just like and Twin honestly requires more generic interaction than most of the decks in the format, right? Like you literally just need a Doomblade, you need a Path to Exile, or a Fatal Push with Revolt, or any of the other Abrupt Decays or Assassin's Trophies in the world. Sounds good, Dan. Thank you. Oh, really? The Twitch Prime is in the app now? That's good to know. What do we got here? Is this a Endbringer? I actually get to kill this turn, right? So I get to put a counter on here, which puts 3 counters on it. which gets this to 6 so I can shoot Endbringer. Wesley, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support there. I appreciate it. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. I appreciate that. Oh, I should have attacked first. Yeah, 10 out of 10 should have attacked first. I missed a bunch of damage here. You're super correct that I missed a bunch of damage. I was just excited to use my Walking Ballista to kill a 5/5. We've missed 3 points of damage here. Should have used the module to add a counter because it's 1 cheaper. That's a good thing to point out too. Thank you for pointing that out. That's good. Good constructive specific tips in chat this morning. Way to be on point on a Friday, chat. I think this might set a record for the most suggestions I've gotten without having to time people out because they're just like being rude while they're saying them. Yeah, God bless that competitive chat advantage. Serious chat for serious decks. Nice, Yummy. Congrats. This deck's very powerful. Very, very powerful. And like, honestly, again, this just like highlights one of the strengths of this deck. Like, we're in a commanding position and get to use our mana every turn, even if we don't draw a spell here. Like, without drawing a spell, I still get to do this. And then actually, do I want to make a thing? MD Mormon, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. I think I actually want to just, like, put more counters on this, right? Yep, as always, you can find deck lists for things we're going to be playing later in the stream in the donation queue document, bit.ly/donation queue. We strive to be organized around these parts. No, I don't want a Pendelhaven because I want to pay 4 and put another counter on my Walking Ballista. And now that they ghost ordered me, I get to do that and make a thing here, which is sweet. And like, their sweepers aren't even good against us, right? Like, their All Is Dust and their Ugins don't really do much here. They need like a Walking Ballista of their own to attach this Basilisk color to. Look at a deck and tell me what's good and what isn't. You should just message me. I usually try and look at deck lists that people send me. I give preference to people that are subscribed to the channel. So for the very, very low price of $4.99 or a free Twitch Prime sub, you should pop in the Discord server. And I always prioritize people in the Discord server. So on a scale of 1 to dead, where are we at with this whole thing? Where are we at with this whole thing? Pretty dead? Feeling pretty dead. Feeling pretty dead. That's exciting. God, this is kind of absurd. Just like pay 1 mana, add 3 counters. I see lethal. The last time we played this deck, it was, and I quote, the easiest 5-0 we've ever had. And so far, this has been a pretty easy 3-0 if this is lethal. Yes. Pew! 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 It's always the Tron players who are salty dogs. I got you, Rowan. I was almost going into timeout withdrawal. Chat was being so constructive this morning. I was having a hard. I was like, there weren't enough people to time out because people were being too constructive. All right, we're 3-0. We're great. Deck's great. Y'all are great. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. Welcome. My name is Jeff Oakland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. If you like this deck and you want to see more videos with it, you should be sure to head on over to my website when we're done here today, jeffhoagland.com/decklist. Under the proven section, you'll find green scales, and there's lots of videos on there. Past subscribing to my channel and checking out my other videos, the best way to support me is by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn some of your cards into other cards direct with other players. There's no haggling, and they just take 1% fee off the top. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. Cool Stuff Inc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And of course, this stream just wouldn't be possible without support from viewers like Anaronix, Justin Nivik, and all of y'all out there. Thanks for hanging out today. Remember, if you are enjoying what you see, to at least hit the follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. The last thing I'd like to plug today is here we have our SCG Con Fund meter, which is currently at 69%, giggity. That is the dollar dues to send me to SCG Con, where the SCG Invitational takes place. I qualified to play in that tournament by top 8ing the Modern Open Indianapolis this year, so those dollars will not only be spent to get me to the tournament, but those also are qualifying as some PTO, so I can afford to take 5 days off of work to go to that tournament. So many fell on the swords. So many swords. All right, so could be Tron, could be KCI. I'm gonna lead on Hardened Scales here, because if we just like rip the second land naturally, we'll want to do that. Does Chipotle sponsor me yet? They do not. Panera neither. I actually ordered Panera again for lunch today. Today's gonna be an extra long stream again. We're gonna do 10 or 11 hours. We'll see. Maybe more than that if we get frisky. Just play the Walking Ballista out here because we drew the land like a professional. What did I play in Indianapolis? Blue-red tempo. We do have a BCW banner now, Inferno. We picked them up at the end of last month. They've been up there for a couple of weeks now. They do great stuff. Actually, have a bunch of their sleeves right here. I used their stuff at Gen Con, and they asked if wanted to add them as a sponsor, and we worked things out. Yeah, their sleeves are great. Really, really good prices for quality products. They're only $650 USD for 80 sleeves, which is great. Huh. So, is it worth cashing in my Ballista to have them not draw a card? I think it is. I think it's worth just like shocking them to make them not draw a card. Green Sky, you should whisper me in private and we can work that out to help you out. What deck is the front runner for SCG Con? I don't know, Alcohol. I'm gonna be playing Green Black Rock with 4 Assassins Trophy at the Open in Columbus, which is a team tournament where I am playing the Modern seat for my team. So I don't know what I'm playing for the Invitational though. That tournament's not till December. Holy Spock with the 2-month resub there. I appreciate that. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way again this month. I appreciate that. Who else is on my team? Chris Van Meter, and then we have a tentative Kent Ketter. Kent needs to firm up that he's going to be able to have time off of a new job that he's potentially getting. I would love a third land. I would like a utility land, but I will take just any old land. And Wannabe Beetle, thanks for look at that with the sub gift. You're the best. That makes my life easier. Do I have a list for Green Black Rock? Yeah, you can find my starting point for testing on my article from this week. You can always find my articles at bit.ly/Hugel articles. It's also linked to from the navigation bar on my website, jeffhoagland.com. They are, in fact, playing Tron. Oh, the bot's dead right now. The bot's currently having an outage from the storm-related stuff. We're feeling very firm this morning, chat. Very, very firm. Copious amounts of firm. Alright, so Arcbound Worker. And we just want to, like, be aggressive, be aggressive here, right? The Ancient Stirrings for a tower. Or are they scrying for a tower? Ancient Stirrings for mine, scryed for tower. I believe they're dead here, right? Yeah, they're dead. All right, so we attack them for 9, and then we shoot them for 10 with us. The Ravager Walking Ballista math, like, this was pretty clean, straightforward. But, like, when you get, like, multiple scales going on and stuff like that, there's a lot to keep track of sometimes. Yeah, not quite sure what the opponent's doing. Could be something weird, like unexpected results. They, like, let on 3 non-Tron lands that game, which was weird. So I'm gonna cut Evolutionary Leap. I don't actually know, like, what they're doing. Like, part of me doesn't even want to bring in a bunch of Damping Spheres. I guess Throne's a little slow. I'm gonna cut the Leaps and the 2 Thrones and bring in 3 Spheres and see how that goes from there. This deck is very, very good. Every time we play this deck, I am impressed with it. This is fine. A pile of blood moons. Thanks for re-upping for the 2nd month in a row. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Look at this. Look at this. Are we doing it? It feels like we're doing it. It feels like we're doing it. Do 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 do. Is this what normal people feel like when they show up to Magic tournaments? Some of the decks I play in Magic, they're like playing Magic with an arm tied behind your back. Is this what it's like fighting with 2 hands, chat? Is this what playing a good deck feels like? Alright, so I don't need to play Wet Ball this turn because they don't have a thing. I'm gonna play around Condescend here and play Arcbound Ravager out before I play Ancient Stirrings. Remand, sure. Alright, I'm gonna play Animation Module here, actually. Yeah, opponent's deck is a weird collection of Tron things. We are 3-0 and we are up a game in this 3rd match. Or 4th match. We beat Burn, we beat Jund, and we beat Eldrazi Tron. Alright, so 2nd Tron piece here probably means I want to slam the Damping Sphere this turn. Twin Blade Cubia with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Or brand new tier 1 sub, sorry. Ooh, excuse me. Thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub and keeping me employed here this month. I appreciate that. We're in for another Friday long stream. I'm planning to do a minimum of 6 decks today. Maybe more. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling after we finish 6. You've claimed my people. You've claimed my people. Wonder if I'm supposed to put this counter on the... It's possible I'm supposed to put the counter on the Inkmoth here. Oh, yeah, I can't sphere now. That's a good point. YOLO. Do your stone cold bratwurst, Tron player. Show me your bratwurst. Chat, if I played the sphere, I would have missed out on value. Can you appreciate a little bit value? Need you to appreciate the value. Yeah, I agree. Getting more power seems fine. Alright, let's start by casting this, see where we go. Oh, the places we'll go. Oh, the things we'll see. Lands are looking a little damp over there, opponent. You shouldn't mix islands in with your Tron lands, opponent. Things get a little wet around the edges when you do that. Everything gets all soggy like. How close were we to an infect kill this turn? So if I would have put the counter in here, this would have been 2. And then, alright, just dead. Got it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Bye, friend. Alright. 4-0. The Hawaii 4-0. No, it's not. The Hawaii's got more O's than that. Alright, we're going to try and grab the last one here so we can go to Hawaii. I think if you know what deck you want to play, then just buying a deck is more reasonable. If you're someone who changes decks 2 or 3 times a day, then renting is fine if you can play your entire league in one sitting. It feel good to be paid some bucks to even win, Mono Bucks. Occasionally, people send me money to watch me win. It's weird. It's weird. No, we dropped a game in each of the first 2 matches. So again, people have been asking in chat, what are this deck's bad matchups? This deck and decks like this, their bad matchups are the people who want to beat you. The people that show up with the Shatterstorms and the Stony Silences and the other hateful anti-artifact cards, those are the people that are going to beat you. People that aren't explicitly trying to beat decks like this generally don't. Do you think this deck would still be better than Trade Affinity if its Stirrings was banned? Yeah, probably. I feel like there's enough other things you can slot in there that it would be reasonable. And like, while Ancient Terrains gives you some consistency over your colorless cards, it doesn't even actually find you the best card in your deck, which is your namesake. No, I don't think banning Stirrings makes any of the decks that play it unplayable. There will be a bunch of people that like to cry and whine that will claim that Tron will be unplayable if they'd ban Ancient Stirrings, and this deck would be unplayable. And those people are just like looking for someone to listen to them cry. So in the dark, I think I'm supposed to take a Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista is really good interaction against a number of faster decks in Modern. If my opponent's playing a grindy deck, I would prefer to have a Hangarback Walker here. But again, I think in the dark, the correct percentage play is to take a Walking Ballista on one here. Thanks, Murmas. I'm glad you enjoy it. Thanks for being here and for watching. Would suffer more. I think it would suffer more from a Mox banning, honestly. Having those extra explosive turns is really important. Ooh, are they playing tempo? Is this an opt or a lightning bolt? It's a burst lightning. Okay, so we are playing against blue-red tempo. This matchup feels very close from playing the blue-red tempo side. The blue-red tempo deck definitely has the tools to be competitive against this deck, but the flip side is Walking Ballista is also absurd in this matchup. Hangarback is also very reasonable. Read. What deck profits the most? Death and Taxes. Because Death and Taxes would then finally cut their unplayable card Leonin Arbiter for a playable card Stoneforge Mystic. We have another remand. That's a little brutal. I think it's correct to jam this here. It plays around Spell Snare. They've already played one remand out. If we can pick the Delver off the table this turn, it's very good for us. I don't know. I think this matchup's close up, Rick. I've had blowout games on both sides playing this matchup. If they have an untapped land here, Walking Ballista can get Snap remanded next turn, which feels really bad. So hopefully we draw land here so I can go Worker, Ravager, Ballista. Sweet, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and go... I'm going to lead on Walking Ballista, actually. I'm going to lead on Ballista for what? Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Alright, alright. Alright, we were talking and clicking at the same time. Trigger my bridge from below. That's a shame concession. Shame. 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 It was a lethal Walking Ballista, but it was lethal for the wrong player. It was not lethal for the person we wanted it to be lethal for. That's not a free league. I threw the game so the tempo player could be the winner. I've been found out. So for people that weren't following what happened, I floated 2 mana, and I don't know why. I know how this works. I've done this 1,000 times. I just assumed that when I clicked the Hangarback Walker, it would use the mana floating in my pool. I don't know why I assumed that, because that's not how Moto works. That's great, Hippity. And like again, like so that's actually a really good example of one of the many reasons why Magic Online's user interface is bad. So a good user, a functional Magic Online's user interface is functional. It allows you to play Magic reasonably. It is not good though, because a good user interface is not only functional, but it also offers to help the user do what they intended to do. So a good example there is if Magic Online had good user interface designs, when I played my Walking Ballista 4-0, something you're incredibly unlikely to want to do, not never want to do, but unlikely to want to do, it would prompt me that says, hey, idiot, did you mean to play your Walking Ballista 4-0, or did you want to put some mana into this? And I'd be like, yes, Magic Online, you are right. I am an idiot, and I wanted to spend some mana on this. And that's just a good clean example of like a good interface design versus functional interface design. Because again, it was firmly on me that I made that mistake there, but if Magic Online's interface was good, it would help prevent me from hurting myself. Dr. Smiles, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support, and Rowan, thanks for re-upping for the 3rd month in a row. Yeah, exactly, Powerview. And in some places, it's okay. It does things like say, hey, did you want to sack this to itself? And you're like, yes, thank you for confirming. I did actually want to sack this to itself this time. It would literally add 1 click to Bridgevine. It would literally add a single click. So I think I'd rather play Ravager here than make a thing. Although maybe that's not true. Yeah, maybe I actually just want max value here. I think I actually just want max value. Whoa, brutal. Bye, friend. Thank you for showing me the Warhammer TCG. I've been playing it a lot since the mobile launch. Hope you stream it some more. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and make a point to stream it at least once a week. Maybe Christy's doing, Christy's been doing D&D every Wednesday night, so maybe I'll try and make a point to do a Wednesday night stream after the kids go to bed like I did this week. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good one, yeah. I play 2 Magma Sprays in my sideboard. I think Magma Spray is just like a good inclusion in the blue-red deck. And again, like, the thing I talked about there in that little rant wasn't even about making the interface look more modern or more appealing. It was purely from we would make it more user-friendly, make it help you do what you intended to do. Oh, you know what? This was a bad attack. I should have shot this first, right? Because they're going to block here and then shoot the ballista. So I've missed a point of damage here. Yeah, the prime control is sweet for us, Kitty. I love that the control decks feel so genuinely different in the game just because of how the mechanics work. So they're really like positioning style control decks. Are we doing Overwatch this week? I need to confirm with the boss, but we will probably do Overwatch at the end of tonight's stream if Christy is feeling up to it. So assuming, so I missed a point of damage here because they got to block before my thing happened here. No, I was definitely pinging the Grim Lavamancer because the Grim Lavamancer was going to shoot my Walking Ballista regardless. So like that was like definitely happening. What's my favorite Overwatch character to play? I like Brigitte and Anna are my 2 favorites, but I also don't mind playing Mercy or Reinhardt. And when I want to kill people, I play Soldier. But usually I play Brigitte or Anna. Zero Forever with the big 2-0 donation. Thank you very much. This is for Ad Nauseum, playing Blue-Red Tempo this weekend. Hype is real. Thank you, Zero. I appreciate the support. I like the flexible characters, and I'm also a fan of characters that heal themselves. I see a lot of people with sub-icons next to your names that are talking about Overwatch. You should make sure you pop into the sub-server, because most of the time when we stream, we stream on Christie's Twitch channel, and we play with people that are subs here most of the time. Because y'all are great, and playing with randoms really sucks. Y'all are great, and playing with randoms sucks, so. Yeah, animation module is very good. Very, very good. Oh, you know what? I should have played Arcbound Worker there. I was kind of on autopilot thinking I would activate this, but when they killed this, I should have played Arcbound Worker. The 5 support, 1 Bastion team comp. So Christy, my wife, basically only plays Bastion. And we definitely had a 5 support plus her playing Bastion team comp at one point we were playing the other night. Yeah, they're picking us apart real good here. That being said, hopefully we've burned through a lot of their removal here and we get to play Steel Overseer out next turn. Another Ravager, deal. Like I said, definitely should have played Arcbound Worker last turn. Please remember that messages that are not constructive will be timed out on my channel. Yeah, the blue-red deck plays what I can only describe as a good, honest game of Magic. You rarely feel cheated playing against the blue-red deck. It gives you a chance to do your thing. No, we pretty much only play PC. We play on the system that games were meant to be played on, okay? Hashtag PC Master Race. Yeah, the bot is currently dead. Huh. That's an interesting block. They have like another Abrade here. They played 3 Abrades in their 75. If they have a Braid plus another Doomblade, we could get into big trouble here. You should replace Mutavaults with Fairy Conclaves if you don't have them. Tapped lands are worse, but they also make colored mana for you, so it's not strictly worse. That is cute, but kind of okay for us. How do we feel about... I'm gonna sack the Mox Opal here. I think I'm gonna sack the Mox Opal. We're going to be able to see you in Roanoke. I'm thinking of a Heartless Naru, Barushi negates Heartless summoning because it's a Lich Wizard. That's funny. Likely 0. All unclaimed bits are going towards that. In 2 weeks, we cleared... It was a 9-week goal, and in 2 weeks, we've cleared 69% of the goal. So, I'm assuming we're going to get to it. I'm definitely price-watching flights at the moment. I think a version of Azorius Control with the new mission briefing. So here's the thing, Rowan. Playing mission briefing makes your Snapcasters better. So if you're going to add mission briefing to blue-white control, it gives you more reasons to play Snapcaster Mage, not less. That's the thing. So you're dead? So you're dead. No, Gutshot doesn't even do it here because of the Arcbound Worker. Someone asked about Evolutionary Leap. I don't know if this is a matchup that's about Evolutionary Leap. Like, did you see that game, how we were choked on mana the entire time? I don't think this is a Leap matchup. I believe you that there are games where Leap is good, but I think on average, I'd rather have the grind from Animation Module than from Evolutionary Leap, and I probably don't have enough mana to leverage both. This is unfortunate. This hand has a lot of things that I want to be doing, but it just, like, doesn't have any gas in it, right? Do I keep this? One of my lands attacks, and, like, Animation Module lets me do... I'm gonna keep this. They can't interact with this card. Oh, they have Delver on one. It's a really good 5-card hand. You're not wrong. We don't have a ton of great ways to interact with Delver. Oh, jeez. I think we're gonna get run out. My misclick in the first game is probably gonna cost us. I think we would have won the first game if I'd have not, like, made a moto mistake. Yeah, this deck is reasonable without scales, but when you have scales, the deck generally goes into overdrive. I think it depends on your type of deck, too. I think if your deck has aggressive draws, generally speaking, you want to mulligan for those aggressive draws in the Dark in Modern. Yes, right, you'll never lose because you mulligan to 5 if you always keep 7. Those are just good, clean, it's a good, clean, factual statement right there. I think we're dead, chat. It was a good run. Like I said, I think we would have had a good shot to win the first game had I not misclicked. 4-1's still a good run, considering I punted the first game in that one. This deck's really powerful. I generally shy away from giving too specific of feedback on things I would change in established decks like this, just because decks like this have really been tuned and worked on by a lot of people. Like, I believe this build is by Matt Nash, who's a very good Magic player, probably spent a lot of time playing the deck. So honestly, I think if you're looking to dive into this archetype, this list is probably the one that I will change the list on my website to, having played this. So I think that this is a very reasonable list, and if you want to see more of different iterations of Hardened Scales, we actually have a green-white scales list we're going to play later today at some point, 3 or 4 leagues from now. There's also more version of this on my YouTube and my website as well. All right, what do we got going on next? Up next, we have another wonderful Ancient Stirrings deck here.